Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday. I'll do a little bit of gaming here in a bit. We'll give that time to start up. I'll give that a few minutes to start. It ain't even showing online yet. At least on that app. Let me go ahead and get... This thing's aggravating today. I can't keep it away from my face. I pull it back as far as I can. Okay. Now before I go, let me see if I'm... Okay, let's see. Now everything should be right, maybe. We shall see. It's about 3:32. Going live at a good time at 333. That's Jesus' number. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Yeah, no, I sound fine. Yeah, I finally got my stand back. I took my little mini switch, the one I call the mini switch, which is the switch light. Let me clean my glasses here. You'll probably hear the because they pop when I clean them. But I took my little switch with me to Turnbuckle last night while I waited, because I'd bought a couple of games that were new. I tried 2 of the 3. I didn't try the 3rd one yet. I'll try to get back over on the Switch and play them again. I wanted to play some GTA today. They're similar to GTA. You're running from the police and that little OK police. Give me just a sec and I'll be ready. I was dictating some notes for songwriting and I ended up just having a discussion. Because I think I'm going to start doing that instead of renting it out on a podcast for the world to hear. I'm just going to start routing amongst myself. I think it'd be more therapeutic. I'll still do the podcast. I'm going to bring it back. I cut my mic. Not yet. I'm going to because I'm going to be up for just a sec. Sitting on a couch would not help me any. That would not be therapeutic. But talking to myself sometimes is therapeutic if I record it, because I can go back and listen and see what I was thinking. I should have been doing that all along, because I had a tape player, a tape recorder in 1989. We had one in the 70s and the early 80s, but it tore up. And I got one for my birthday present, and that's what started my karaoke and everything. A little Sony tape recorder. If I had never got that thing, I probably wouldn't have got into singing. I started making what you call homemade karaoke recordings where I would play the music, record a top vocal, and then I'd go back and put it in that same radio and play it back and add a backing vocal. And I'm talking about just through the air, you know, because it wasn't the best in the world because it was through the air. You know, recording through the air, like setting your tape recorder in front of your recorder, not bringing it through cords or cables. Bringing it just open air recording and doing a backing vocal. Sort of like a chorus. Anyways, get this thing started. I think I better go with invite. That way if I want to take missions, I can take missions. That wouldn't do shit for me going and sitting in front of a person and talking. You know, a lot of people does that today. They did it in the past too. I've been doing that for a while actually. The couch, the psychiatrist, that wouldn't help me one freaking bit. Do you know what does help me? Going back and listen where I was at so I can see if I've grown any or am I staying the same. I don't think I got my TV. Oh, by the way, my television's going to be blocked off. You remember last year sometime I set my television up on old. I really need some full cartons that hasn't been opened or they're stuffed with something. Under my two legs, because you know they put them old freaking two legs on TVs now as opposed to having one leg in the center, which it would have been much more easier. Because the table's a little shorter than 32 inches. The freaking legs hang off. So I put a, and I know this is temporarily, but I don't think I'm ever going to get my stand. Unless I go buy one, I don't think I'm ever going to get it put together. Unless I go buy one pre-assembled, I don't think I'm ever getting that one put together. I'm about giving up on that one.
What's happening with a pimp? You know who it is.
They have all that same one put together now. It's $200. I seen it. I paid 25 freaking bucks for that, plus a few dollars postage. I think it come out total 29. That's the reason I bought it, because if you bought it put together, it was $200 something. Now the stand is $200, even when put together. But it's set in the box for I think it's going on its third year. I don't think I'm ever going to get that thing put together. I'm about ready to give up on it and just go try to buy me one already pre-assembled. My family was here helping us after COVID and take care of some things, but I don't let people prowl around in my room, so I wasn't going to get other people involved. Nobody prowls around in my room. I got too much junk. Too much stuff that either could get broken. Oh, by the way, when the firemen were here, a lot of stuff did get broken. A lot of my cables and stuff got broken, so I just don't let people in my room anymore. So, you know, I didn't have a choice with that. It's a damn freaking ceiling set on fire. I don't let people in my room. My room is off limits. So I got all my gaming crap in here and stuff, and other stuff, recording stuff, like stuff like my tape recorders and stuff. They're sitting right there close to the door there, where I record my stuff I record with, my recording equipment, because I got a small room. So I don't let people in my room, so I wasn't going to get them to help me put my stand together, so it may never get put together. But I will just probably go buy one. While we was recovering from COVID, they come and helped us on some things. I ain't letting nobody in my room. I'm not having my stuff destroyed. A lot of them, like I had some better, the ones I had back then that put your internet, Ethernet things, them jacks back then were better than the ones I've replaced them with. All the ones I replaced them with is crap, and they broke my HMD. Of course, I didn't have time to get them out, you know. I mean, and of course, it was a board that it was made out of that wood that don't burn. Indeed, the fireman put it out there in the yard. They said, "Look at that thing. It's fireproof." And it was still burning even the next day. It was still smoldering some. They just laid it out there where it couldn't set on fire, you know. It was still smoldering the next day. They kept trying to put that thing out. They said, indeed, they said that basically what saved y'all was that being fireproof. That's what they told me. I don't let people in my room. Stuff always comes up broke if anybody gets in my room. I've never been able to replace them because every one I get, they're junk. They don't work. I don't know if it's the freaking sellers deliberately selling me bad products or what, but they're bad. And I will tell you that. Every one I've had's been just crap. It'll work for a little bit and then it quits. Let's see, what was I going to do? So change her clothes. I was having trouble moving sticks today. I don't know what's causing that. That's the reason I was walking her back and forth. I'm having trouble with it. I should check and see, you know, sometimes they need updates. That's something I forget with these old new game players. In the old days, you just had a freaking controller, you know. You don't have to update the freaking controller. Crazy shit, man, I tell you. What they've turned our world into, and they're wanting to turn man into that. They're wanting to turn you into a freaking machine. They ain't putting me in a machine. I don't want to be their junk. They're junk that doesn't work. They're junk that doesn't work. That's what it is. It's junk that doesn't work. 99% of it don't work right. Like even these game players of today, like this Sony and this Xbox, its connection is junk compared to the connections of years ago. That PS3 there, that's got one of the best connections there is. I mean, I'm all the way away from the router and it always connected. These things are junk. I'm talking about the Wi-Fi. Junk. Just a bunch of junk. Everything today is junky. You gotta wonder why. You gotta wonder why. I do like some of the setting things on the Xbox. But it's connection wise, and they tell you just hook up to it. Well, you're not always available to an Ethernet cable. They ought to make sure their freaking Wi-Fi things are good. And not deal with junky companies to make them. Get somebody good to build their Wi-Fi things. I'm telling you, that PS3 has a good Wi-Fi thing. You put that thing anywhere in the house and it'll connect. Anywhere. I've done it.
The only true art is being made right now.
Indeed, I'm going to tell you. Back in the old days, we had 2 households. And we only had the internet on one side, and we shared the whole houses with the whole internet because it was the same account anyway. There wasn't no sense of buying another one. We had the same account, and we just used the internet out to the house from that other house. And I could get the PS3 to connect. You wouldn't done that with these players today. I'm gonna tell you, they wouldn't have connected. They would have not connected. PS3 is better connection-wise than these things.
Holy shit.
on Wi-Fi. I mean, game players should have real good Wi-Fi. I mean, it should be able to pull it in from far distances. I mean, really, it should. Or you should be able to at least able to hook it in. They don't even let you hook antennas and stuff up to them. Yeah, at least put a freaking place on it where you can hook an external antenna up on it. Where you could jack it up some. Of course, those external antennas, a lot of that's false advertising too. I've never bought any of those. Even some that they raved about on the internet didn't work for me. They're always crap. You tell they've been paid. You can tell their YouTube channel has been paid money to say it. I mean, the power bill and the cable bills and stuff was all in my parents' name anyway, so we didn't bother or getting two internets. We just used the same internet, but it was all on the property anyway. It would have been senseless anyway. It would have been senseless. Pay all that money. It would have been senseless. But I'm telling you, that PS3 would connect out to next door.
Excuse me! What are you, a blind motherfucker?
I wouldn't have been able to done that with Xbox One or even PS5. PS5's a sorry. It's the worst. It's worse than Xbox.
Whatever.
It's terrible. I'm telling you, I've done tests with Wi-Fi out. It's horrible. It's absolutely junk. They spent more time on making the out case and making it big and bulky and ugly, and didn't give it all the right tools. I don't know why they made it so big and bulky and ugly.
Excuse me.
I mean, here we are in the days of stuff smaller, and they make that big old ugly thing. It's ugly. I don't know if anybody agree with me or not. I think it's ugly. At the end of the day, it don't matter. You're going to be playing it. But if I had one of them rooms you could hide them in,
God
it would be hidden,
I love your car.
where I didn't have to see it.
You're cool. You look great. You tried to feel my breath.
They should have put more money in the internet connection. And just telling people, just use an Ethernet. You don't always have availability to Ethernets. Of course, now, and I agreed with him. My brother-in-law told me. He told me they've just been lazy. That's full of shit. That's saying they couldn't get the, they couldn't get through the brick to put my cables in here that when they was installing the cable. He said they're just been lazy. They could have found a drill that could have went through it. He says I got a drill bit that goes through brick. I knew that too, by the way. I looked it up just as soon as they were gone, and I figured out they were full of shit. They were just being lazy. A lot of these people are always lazy. This room is brick on brick.
I can't wait to work on the organic vegetable garden this weekend.
Which is why you definitely need a... But I'm telling you, the PS3 connects good in here. It's got a full signal. Full signal. I'm going to, when next time I have it on, I'm going to open that up and show it.
Just got cheap too.
It don't show no ID in or anything. Well, it will. I'll have to block out my... I'll put something over my name and my identities.
Me having a navel tattoo isn't ironic.
Yeah, but you fixing to get an ironic twist, don't you think? Wasn't it ironic? You think? See if I can get her a card now. I need to take some missions. I bet people thinks, does he ever shut up? No, I don't. No, I don't. I never shut up. I'm like Charles Manson or ramble all the time. That's one of the things I got a kick out of his recordings, because he rambled all the time. You could hear the prisoners late at night. Shut up, I'm trying to sleep. He'd be rambling on them tapes. I'm a rambling man. I know that was talking about a different type of rambling. They were talking about that bar hopping and stuff, and playing music and going from bar to bar and playing music. Place to place and playing music. I actually pulled out Ronnie James Dio last night. I haven't sung that in a while. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. I hope the devil's horns really do ward off evil spirits. You know, that was what Dio's mama, grandmother told him. 'Cause I used them during that song. Because I think about that, but just so you people know, I'm not an Illuminatist and I'm not into the cult. Just because I use those signs in that song. And I'm going to get off here for a minute with some phones. I've never had the sea suckers do that before. Kill me in the middle of the road. I've had them hit me, but I've never had them kill me. You let me get on the telephone and boy, they're killing me. Is my mic back on? Yeah, it's back on.
Go fuck your mama in the teeth.
Oh, I love that one. That's what I'm gonna tell these inbreds around here. Go help their mamas. One of them I actually said, well, I won't repeat it on the air because it's bad. I tell them to go have an orgy with their whole ugly family. Oh, inbred trash. They brought them all here. Woo! Then my guilty conscience fighter says, you're not supposed to talk like that. And I'm thinking, well, Lord, they're not supposed to be aggravating me all the time either. Sometimes I have thought that, Lord, they're not supposed to be doing what they're doing either. But that's no excuse, because we're supposed to. It's not about what other people do, it's what you do. I've heard many of pastors tell that during the years when I've been listening to sermons. It's not about what others do, it's about what you do. They're not supposed to, though. They're supposed to have respect for their neighbors.
That's crazy.
When you show your neighbors that kind of disrespect, you're disrespecting them. When you'll get out at 3 a.m. in the morning and make all kinds of noise. But they do it all day long. It don't have to be 3 a.m. But I just use that because that's a bad time to do it. Or some of them might be them old rednecks. They're bad too, you know. So we just got a bad mix of people to live with. That's why it's made it so horrible, because you just got too many mixes of things that shouldn't mix. I try to be quiet when I'm at night. I don't always, because it's hard to walk and stuff. And I sometimes have issues.
Hey, girl.
I try. I'm sure everybody else around here gets tired of it too. Sure, it just ain't me. I bet even if you ask some of them houses that they all moved the Mexicans in over here, I bet you some of them, when I took in the survey, I bet you some of them would hate all this noise they have to listen to. So it's not a race issue. Just we got a bunch of hoodlums around here. They brought all kinds of gangs here. We got all kinds of hoodlums around here. Who do you think's to blame for that? Those old carpet mills I go on about all the time. I'll tell you, if they had shut down during COVID, that would have been one time you wouldn't have heard me complaining, because I've been praying for years for them damn things to shut down. I'm be going on 47. I think I've spent at least 25 plus of those years praying for them to go out of business for everything they've done to this town. I mean, I'm telling you, I'd celebrate. I'd praise the Lord. I'd throw a praise-a-thon if them freakers ever went out of business. I'm telling you, y'all don't know how much I prayed against them. Put them out of business. They're evil. What they've done to this town is evil. And yes, people will lose their jobs. They can find other jobs. I wouldn't work for them anyway. That's one thing I was proud of my parents about. They didn't work for them. Of course, I have a feeling that's probably why my daddy didn't ever work for them. He probably didn't want to deal with them. He worked for a plant, and it was another type. It only lasted a few days. He didn't like the glue all over him. He got out of that. I'm telling you, I've prayed for years for these things to go out of business. Ever since I noticed what they was doing to this town.
Go fuck your mom. I need the keys.
Woo-hoo! I don't care that they know it. I don't like them. There was this old school. My mother used to help take care of it when she was on the PTA. And the Mexicans would use it as a playground. It was around for years. They used it for the disabled children for years, the ones that mentally disabled. Then they shut it down. But the building was still over there, and they'd do things in there once in a while. And the Mexicans used it as a park to play. And we played in that park too, by the way, as kids. Me and my sister. So I was kind of mad as well. You'll never guess what the dirty things did. And I'm going to tell you what they did. They went around the Mexicans and got a petition, them signed, to tear down the building and make them a park there. Well, guess what they did? Shaw now has the plan over there on that land after they tricked those poor Mexicans into signing. That's how evil the scum is. They're evil. They're scum. They told those Mexican people that they was going to build them a park. And then they gave it to Shaw. They gave the freaking land to Shaw. That's why I pray against this garbage. That's what kind of garbage, vermin they are. They're vermin. They're evil. I mean, I was mad too because we played in that park. Just like the Mexican kids. We played in that park. The recreation center is always too full. Me and my sister, we didn't like being around crowds. So we go over there and play. And every once in a while you'd have other people there, but it wasn't like the recreation center. Recreation center would be freaking full of people. Swings are all packed, everything was packed. So we go over there and play. My mama said, well, y'all don't like this, well, I'll take you over there. I used to actually take care of it on the PTA. Well, that's where we played. Well, the Mexicans played there too. There was all kinds of little Mexicans that lived over that way, Mexican kids and families. And they would take their kids to that park to play. And then they tricked these sorry, dirty vermin. My mama called them out. She called them out and lectured them on it. She cussed them out for that. She told them I'd help take care of that. And they said, you lied about the asbestos, by the way. They said, I was one of the ones to help do it. She told them that. They kept saying there was asbestos in the building. There wasn't. Her and her people dealt with that years ago. They took it all out when they was taking care of it. They just wanted to give it to the freaking carpet mills. And that's exactly what they're doing. Then there's a damn Shaw plant sitting right over here on top of it. Oh, eyesore. Oh, eyesore. Yeah, I do. I pray for them every day to go out of business. And I'll tell you, if Jesus ever answers that prayer, I'm going to jump up and down. I mean, I wouldn't care if China and India outsourced them. Just as long as they go out of business. They're one business that I don't pray for a blessing. But God don't bless evil anyway. He don't bless evil. He ain't with evil, the devil is. They're of the devil. I don't care if they wave American flags and claim anything, they're still evil. They're evil. I don't care if they claim Jesus. George H.W. Bush claimed Jesus too, and so does George W. Bush. They both claim Jesus too. All them evildoers claim Jesus too. There's more than claiming Jesus. But when you're cutting people's throats and being evil, you ain't of Jesus. Because Jesus wouldn't have you doing that. You're Judas is what you are. You know, he was like that. He had his hands in the cookie jar all the time. He was stealing all the time. That's the reason he was hanging around Jesus. He wanted the power and the money. Money and the power. Money and the power. That's what he was hanging around for. He thought, he's going to be powerful king one day, and I'm going to force his hand. I'm going to go in there and sell him out, and he'll have to stand up against the Romans. Then I'll be in there with him. I'll be a powerful man. That's Judas. You won't never hear me stamping Jesus on any of my bad habits. I'll accept the blood over it, and I'll keep rebuking it, but I'm not going to say it's of Jesus. My bad attitudes. I don't think I'm wrong for praying for them to go out of business. I think they've done more harm than good. I mean, just think, they're the ones who brought them all here. Then they taught them into giving their park up. Which was my park too, by the way. When I was a kid. I sorta would, you know what I would do? Sometimes we'd drive by it. I'd see them little Mexican kids playing. And I wouldn't see the Mexican kids. I'd see me. And I think, look, they're having fun there. That's the big old bad racist. I was thinking, there they was having fun. And that was me when I was a kid. And when they tricked it out of them, boy, I sure was pissed off. That was one of the things that triggered me. Triggered me in the early days. You know that liberals have triggers too. I have triggers as well. Mine are usually when somebody's getting done wrong. Not just certain niches. See, that's something even I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have went in there and tricked them to sign a petition to give up their park so they could take it. Of course, they would have found loopholes anyway. They always do. They're that damn evil. I hadn't took no missions today. I just getting lost in traffic. Lost in America, lost in America. Let's see if I can find the mission, y'all. Okay. Yeah, we went over there though because we didn't like the crowds. We still don't like crowds. I don't really like crowds in concerts. I just tolerate them because I want to see the live concert. I always loved it anytime you had your own booth or somewhere where you was in your own, like your own section. Of course, they get all over you. I used to feel so nasty when I'd be up there towards the stage because everybody that's pushing forward trying to get on the stage is on top of you. There's a germaphobe that bothered me. I'd probably be even worse today. With this thing out there. And I'll have to I'm going to tape a podcast as soon as I get off from here. I got some things to say because it's popping up again. And guess what else has popped up again? Booster! I gotta do a whole podcast on that. You notice every time they roll out the shots, and I'll have to shut up. I'll have to shut up. I'll save that for the podcast. It's one thing when you're talking about city woes, but that's another thing when you start talking about because you get banned. You get banned when you talk about certain subjects. Boy, they gonna be on their guard now, though, after what Elon done. That'd be the answer. Buying their companies out from under them. Of course, now if a guy decided to do it, it would happen anyway. You know, he's always gave the quote-unquote heathens up for his people. Now, I'm not saying Elon's one of his people. I'm not sure Elon's kind of... But at least he does respect other people's points of view. Even if he's not a Christian. That's what God did with Egypt. He built Egypt a great nation, and then he gave it to his people. He gave their wealth to his people. And now what is it? It's ruins out there in the middle of the desert. Great sights. I like seeing them. One of these days he'll make these things his footstool. Every one of them. Whether they call themselves Jack Dorsey or Bezos or whoever they are, he'll make them his footstool. Any of them. That other thing, Zuckerberg. Ozucky boy. I will give it to Bezos though. He's a macho man. Macho man. I do like that about him. I admire that. At least he wants to be a real man. Most of these people today are in-betweens, or you can't tell what they are. They look like robots, but he's wanting to be a man. I like that. Yeah, Bezos, I'm probably speaking on your platform there. I admire that. I just wish you would respect other people's points of views. I don't hate y'all people. If I could talk to you people, that'd be what I would negotiate. I'd tell you just respect other people's points of views. We don't all have to be enemies. We can come to some middle ground. Of course, he's one of the ones that's up there with him, so he don't really, you know, he's not going to lose either way. I'm finding a mission here before it's all. Let me pull her over somewhere so I can look in the phone. See if she's got any invites or anything. Oh, is that thing that they always look for? The Easter egg or whatever it is? Did I find it? I'm gonna get out and look around because it's looking familiar. It's looking like that picture. Although I don't think I've got the email right now. Bob hungry. Ate breakfast late. I hadn't had lunch yet. I don't know why people get so wound up about other people's opinions anyway. I mean, just because they think it don't mean anything's going to happen with it. It's really a waste of time to get worked up about what somebody else thinks. Because rarely do they ever get in the position to enact it. Now some have, and it has been deadly with some of them. Like Hitler, he had all these dreams, and he reached this he reached this plateau. Now he didn't get what he wanted, because it ended up being the end of him. But he got up there. And he got to do some damage to humanity. But rarely does that ever work for anybody. Man, most of us, we're just stuck in what we see, and that's all we ever get. There's no sense of people having a cowl over somebody else's thoughts. Here's me, and this is always me when I run into people who think different. I'm thinking, well, I just think differently. And I don't think nothing about forcing them to see my way. I might try to talk with them. Especially if I really do think they're really on a really, really wrong path. I mean, there are some wrong paths you can really be on. Some of it's more than just... Some things there's not a right or wrong to it. It's just a different way of viewing it. Some things are really wrong and some things are right. In other words, difference of opinion's one thing. Or how you react. I mean, there might be two good ways of doing something. But to that other person, they don't like it. And that would be just an opinion thing. That'd just be, in other words, you both have a solution. It's just, y'all disagree on the solution. How it goes, you know what I'm saying? Where there are some things that are just really clearly wrong. And those would be the things that I would probably fight for more. Would be the things that are I consider really wrong. I mean, and it's not all consideration. I mean, you got to look at the prospect of what it is. I mean, people use this. Well, that's your view of what's right and wrong. Well, if you're harming people, that should be wrong. And don't use the greater good thing. That's not a good argument. It's not the Easter egg, I don't think. I don't even know if it's an Easter egg. I need to go over here to the side and pull over and pull my emails up and see if she's got the email. Oh, let me get a screenshot of that. She's in front of a sign. Keep it clean, you hear? No litter. No litter. There's something on top of that mountain. You see that mountain over there? One of these days, I'm gonna climb that mountain. Bam, 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 bam. Let's roll some Alabama. Bam, bam, bam. boom. Okay, hold on just a second. I bet that road climbs that mountain. Too bad she ain't got a vehicle to drive it.
Will you wake his ass up and tell him to get to the phone? Hey, Danny, you high piece of shit. Stop. Ah!
You piece of shit. Oh, play me some mountain music. Let's put a southern voice on. Let's get her a vehicle. Then I float on down the river. Somebody walking.
Fucking crazy. Whatever, dude.
Backing up.
Holy shit.
Son of a bitch got away.
Oh my god.
And now we got one.
Shit.
I'm driving up that road. How we get douchebag? Which way should I go?
Play pussy, get fucked.
Oh god, I ran off. Damn it. My mic's still on. I won't be talking for nothing. Here we go. Let's see. Mountain Trail. Mountain Trail. I don't think I accomplished anything today. Trying to take some notes for songs. Woo! Oh lordy, she's spinning right off the dang thing. Dang it. Bom, 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 bom. We're seeing what's under the hood. Why this dirt tunnel? Why she found a ton? I don't think I've ever seen this tunnel before. Oh no, I ain't even seen this bridge before. I don't think. I've seen a lot of this. Oh, I'm going off the road. Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, she's up on some of those hills. That's the hill she wanted to be on. Boom, 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 boom. Dead, mother. He died easily. He must have been thirsty. He must have been sick and dehydrated. 'Cause he died easy. He died an easy death. He died the minute he hit the freaking... That's how it go down. It's gonna go up. Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah. Boo, 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 boo. I thought I want to go off the road. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Where the hell did you come from? Is it bad? Oh God, no. I got some invite there or something. Let's see what it was. Yeah, that's a judge. Yes, she's had some jobs.
It's time for power play. It's the munchies versus the animals. animals got doped. The animals are raging. Your team got doped. Your team got doped. You are in the zone. Your team has gone dark. And there's only one winner this time. Game over. Reset. It's power play. Let's get it on. Your team has gone dark. team has gone dark. The animals are raging. You are in the zone. You are in the zone. And the animals go home victorious. Power play has terminated.
Yo, where you at, Lo? Okay, cool. She'll be back as soon as she
Take that
finishes
back,
her shit.
bitch!
Yo, stupid!
Sorry.
A cab should be with you very soon.
So where are we going? And we're off. My pedal is kissing my metal, so to speak. Oh, screw you, you cheap asshole.
This ends now! Damn! Give it up! Son of a bitch! Nowhere to go.
What the? Oh, shit! Ah! Christ! Fucking moron!
Welcome to the shop. If you want private area tattoos, those are my favorite. You know, you're not much of a bleeder. Later.
shit. Shit. Kidding me?
What the fuck?
Oh, right!
Suck my dick!
Shit! Holy Christ! Motherfucker!
Look out!
Holy fuck! What the fuck? I can't believe it. Holy motherfucking shit! What the fuck? Oh, dear God!
Hey, buddy. We're still running tomorrow.
Oh my God! Running won't help. Nowhere to go. What the fuck? Reloading. Let's go.
Look at that!
Holy motherfucking shit! Don't make me kill you, asshole.
You mean you're breaking up with me? But I moved to Los Santos for you! You can't do this! My shrink said this is a very delicate time for me!